Disclaimer: this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Always consult a qualified healthcare provider before starting any new supplement, peptide, or medical protocol. Today we're going to take a deep dive into NAD plus peptides. For the next 45 minutes, we're going to explore what NAD plus is, how it functions in the body, why it matters for energy and longevity, and how peptide therapies may interact with this critical molecule. So sit back, relax, and let's unpack this fascinating topic together. NAD plus stands for nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. It is a coenzyme found in every living cell. Think of it as a molecular battery charger. It accepts and donates electrons in countless biochemical reactions. Without NAD+, life simply cannot go on. In fact, scientists often say that declining NAD+ levels are a hallmark of aging. As we get older, NAD+ levels drop significantly. This decline is linked to fatigue, slower metabolism, DNA damage, reduced mitochondrial function, and impaired repair processes. If you've ever wondered why recovery gets harder with age, NAD+ depletion is a big part of the answer. Now, let's connect this to peptides. Peptides are short chains of amino acids that act like signaling molecules. Certain peptides can influence NAD+ metabolism. They can increase the production of enzymes involved in NAD+ recycling, enhance mitochondrial efficiency, and support DNA repair. This creates a ripple effect across energy, brain health, and overall vitality. One way to understand NAD+ is to look at the energy factories inside cells called mitochondria. These tiny organelles produce adenosine triphosphate, or ADP, which is the fuel for every function you perform. NAD+ is a critical cofactor in the reactions that convert nutrients into ADP. Without enough NAD+, your cells literally struggle to make energy. Research into NAD+ boosting strategies has grown rapidly. You may have heard of precursors like NMN or NR, nicotinamide mononucleotide, and nicotinamide riboside. These are supplements designed to feed into the NAD+ pathway. But peptides add another layer of possibility. Instead of just feeding precursors, peptides can stimulate enzymes, modulate cellular stress responses, and potentially amplify NAD+ activity. Let's pause here for a moment and imagine this in everyday life. Picture a middle-aged professional who notices they are more tired, less focused, and slower to recover from workouts. Their NAD+ levels are lower than when they were 20. If that same person uses a peptide protocol that supports NAD+ pathways, they may experience better energy, sharper mental clarity, and faster repair. This is why people are so interested in these therapies. We should also look at how NAD+ interacts with sirtuins. Sirtuins are enzymes nicknamed the guardians of the genome. They help regulate DNA repair, inflammation, metabolism, and even lifespan in animal models. But here is the key: sirtuins cannot function without NAD+. It is like having a car without gasoline. Peptides that raise NAD+ may therefore indirectly activate sirtuins, promoting healthier aging at the cellular level. NAD+ is also central to a process called PRP activation. PARPs are enzymes that repair broken strands of DNA. Every day your DNA is damaged by toxins, radiation, and normal metabolic processes. NAD+ is consumed when PARPs get to work fixing this damage. If NAD+ levels are low, DNA repair slows down, and mutations can accumulate. By restoring NAD+, peptides could support genomic stability. Now, let's go deeper into the types of peptides that may influence NAD+. Some peptides target mitochondrial health. Others regulate oxidative stress and inflammation. A few specific peptides studied in research appear to interact with NAD+ dependent pathways, though human trials are still limited. What matters is the direction science is pointing toward. Enhancing NAD+ with peptides may provide a more comprehensive approach than using precursors alone. There is also interest in combining NAD+ infusions with peptides. Intravenous NAD+ therapy is used in some clinics, delivering the coenzyme directly into circulation. Patients often report heightened energy, clarity, and calm after these sessions. But adding peptides that sustain NAD+ metabolism between infusions could create longer-lasting effects. Another angle is neurological health. The brain uses enormous amounts of energy. Declining NAD+ in neurons is associated with cognitive decline. Peptides that protect brain cells and improve mitochondrial function, combined with NAD+ restoration, may support memory, focus, and resilience against age-related degeneration. Athletes are also paying attention. Intense training depletes NAD+. Recovery and repair rely heavily on NAD+ dependent pathways. Peptides in combination with NAD+ precursors may speed muscle repair, reduce inflammation, and shorten downtime between workouts. That means more consistent training and less risk of burnout. Let's not forget metabolic health. Conditions like insulin resistance, obesity, and metabolic syndrome involve mitochondrial dysfunction and oxidative stress. By elevating NAD+, peptides could help reset cellular energy balance. Studies in animals show improved glucose tolerance and fat metabolism when NAD+ pathways are activated. While we need more human data, the potential is significant. So what might a typical protocol look like? One approach is a cycle that includes NAD+ infusions, daily oral or sublingual NAD precursors, and select peptides administered by injection. The peptides act as long-term regulators, while NAD precursors keep feeding the pathway, and the infusions give a strong periodic boost. It is a layered system designed to address the problem from multiple angles. Of course, no discussion is complete without safety considerations. NAD+ itself is a natural molecule, but raising levels too high too quickly may create side effects like nausea, flushing, or headaches. Peptides also vary in safety depending on purity, dosage, and individual biology. That is why medical supervision is always recommended. Another important point is cost. NAD+ infusions can be expensive. Peptides also add up. People interested in this path should weigh the benefits against financial and practical considerations. Sometimes lifestyle changes such as exercise, sleep optimization, and healthy nutrition can raise NAD+ naturally and should be the foundation before adding advanced therapies. Now, let's explore how NAD+ levels are measured. Researchers use blood tests, but clinical availability is limited. More often, we infer NAD+ status from energy, recovery, and overall wellness. As science advances, more accurate, and accessible testing will likely become available. Peptides that work alongside NAD+ also touch on circadian rhythms. Your body clock is linked to NAD+ production. Disrupted sleep lowers NAD+, which then disrupts energy further. Some peptides regulate circadian proteins, potentially harmonizing sleep and energy cycles. This creates a reinforcing loop. Better sleep equals higher NAD+, and higher NAD+ equals better sleep. Let's consider immune health. NAD+ is consumed during immune activation. Chronic infections or autoimmunity can drain NAD+ reserves. Supporting NAD+ with peptides may help regulate immune responses, making the system more balanced and less prone to overreaction. There is also growing discussion about NAD+ and skin health. Collagen production, elasticity, and repair all depend on adequate energy and reduced oxidative stress. Peptides already play a role in cosmetic dermatology. Combining them with NAD+ support could enhance rejuvenation, wound healing, and overall skin appearance. As we near the final stretch of this discussion, let's zoom out. What we are really talking about is cellular resilience. Every challenge your body faces, from aging to stress to toxins, creates wear and tear. NAD+ is the resource your body uses to repair and adapt. Peptides may act as the messengers that tell your system how to use that resource effectively. Together, they represent a promising synergy in the field of longevity science. Now, a final reminder. While research is exciting, much is still emerging. Not every claim is backed by large human trials yet. The best approach is to stay informed, consult with knowledgeable professionals, and track your own response carefully. Disclaimer: this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Always consult a qualified healthcare provider before starting any new supplement, peptide, or medical protocol. Thanks for listening, keep learning, and stay curious.